Alright there, Voltron here, and based off the title, you can tell that this is about super teams. Their progression in the league, like my predictions of who might have a super team, and how much it'll corrupt the NBA, but there's a solution that sports video games figured out. So, what I figured out is, obviously Golden State has a super team now. They have 4 players on their starting lineup that were all on All-NBA teams, which there are only 15 players elected. There's only 15 players that are elected to the All-NBA team, and having 4 of them, that's very unfair. And the commissioner is not happy with Kevin Durant. If you saw Stephen A. Smith, he was super ticked about it, and I'm pretty ticked about it too, because that just makes the Warriors very hard to beat, and they still have a nice backup area, and I don't know, it stinks. But anyway, this, in my opinion, marks the beginning of super teaming, which will happen where star players will join teams that already have 2 or 3 star players. I mean, the big 3s have already been created. Yeah, 3. They already have a big 3 of star players, like Cavaliers have one. Technically, Toronto has one with the two guards and their center, Jonas Valanciunas. They already have a big 3 technically. Oklahoma, not anymore. San Antonio kind of has one still. Not really, though. But anyway, this kind of stuff, Clippers, by the way, this will ultimately ruin the NBA, because if they're playing a team, you're almost automatically going to assume, it's going to be a blowout. But it also keeps the not as good teams, like 76ers, the Bucks, the Magic. Pelicans are kind of on the rise. They got a decent group there. I think Timberwolves are going to be a champion, maybe. I know they're a playoff team probably this season. By the way, I will be showing an NBA playoff prediction, because free agency did end yesterday. The NBA free agency did end. And so, I like to just mention that I think super teaming is completely stupid. I mean, sure, you'll be a nice contender for the title every year coming in and out. And, yeah. But I'm going to talk about teams that may or may not be a super team. Obviously, Warriors, first super team, at least here. People are saying Cleveland will eventually be a super team, but I'm going to say no. Because, honestly, Kevin Love does provide a big 3, but I don't really see him doing that well in a super team environment with 4 all-star caliber players. I think that'll be the main thing that will be considered a super team, though, is 4 all-star compatible players. And the other thing is LeBron James is asking for way too much money. He's trying to, of course, beat out Mike Conley. I actually don't know if he did. I haven't really checked them recently. I bet he signed with the Cavs. If he didn't, I will be happy, but because now it'll be Kyrie's team. Yes. And I don't know, that'd be kind of cool to see him go to a bad team, like when Cavaliers drafted him. But anyway, I got off topic there. He's going to ask for too much money almost no matter what year. And that'll ruin the chance of making the Cavs a super team. Someone that I mentioned is Clippers, and they can keep that if they can keep Blake Griffin in free agency next season. And they can keep that dream alive, but I honestly don't think it will happen, because Chris Paul, he's getting pretty old. He's 32, 33. He's going to exit his prime soon. I mean, I think they'll get one run at the title, maybe, if they get lucky against the Warriors or the Spurs. But I don't really see them as a super team caliber. And honestly, I don't see DeAndre Jordan staying in Clippers for that much longer. Like, that's just me. But, let me think. I don't know. I'll take a drink to buy some time for me. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So yeah, LeBron kind of hurts the chance of super teams. But when you have a player like Dirk Nowitzki, power forward for the Dallas Mavericks, who, great player in my opinion, probably one of the better power forwards of all time. Definitely shooting wise, I think he's in the top 5 for scoring now. Or no, he will be probably. He's about to pass Wilt Chamberlain, I believe. I don't know. No, not Wilt Chamberlain. I forgot. But he always accepts low salary because he wants Dallas to succeed. Stuff like that occurs. And that's the type of player that creates a super team. Is if you have if you have one of those players on a super team, then you're guaranteed success. I think San Antonio could be a super team, but I don't think they're going to get lucky like they did in the drafts, getting David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. I mean, obviously they still have Kawhi, but LaMarcus Aldridge is even getting up there in age. And so that makes Kawhi really their only star. And I think Spurs will be not that good of a team in the years to come. And another possibility, like I said, is Toronto because Jonas Valanciunas, Kyle Lowry, and DeMar DeRozan. Now, then again, Kyle Lowry had a terrible series against the Cavaliers with Kyrie guarding him. But I don't know. We might see a glimpse of how well he does in the Summer Olympics because he's going to be one of the point guards. I think Kyrie Irving's actually going to be one of the point guards. I hope so. By the way, Kyrie's probably my favorite point guard in the league. I hate LeBron though. I'm a big Kyrie fan though. He went to Duke, which is in the state that I live in. And I don't know. But the solution to super teaming is what I'm going to talk about last that sports video games thought of. You might be familiar with the redraft option, which what it does is, depending on the sport, which in NBA it would probably be a 12 or 13 round completely redraft of teams where all the players are open and every team gets a chance at drafting, but it would be obviously be in a serpentine because that would just be basically creating big threes or basically favorite all over again. It would all have to do on, all right, I can draft this guy here, or this guy's is a bit older and he's good, but this guy's younger and he's a tiny bit worse, but he has more potential overall. That's the thing that people are going to be looking at, and I think the redraft is the best way to go. And it would be in serpentine, which I don't think I said this. So let's say you get the number 1 pick. Well, in the second round, in the first round. Second round, you'll get the 30th pick. And then third round, first pick. Fourth round, 30th. And so if you get like the 25th pick in the first round, then you'd get like 5th or 6th. And it goes on like that. And I think that would be the most fair solution. And I don't know. I'd really like to see that possibly entering the NBA. NFL, I see as going to kind of those teams, but definitely not as quickly because NBA absorbs it a lot quicker. And that's all for today. Just felt like doing a long video. And